everybody, and welcome to Obig TV. I'm Kando, and I'm your TV host for today. And with me here is
Abbeyyte.
So on our page, on our Instagram page, we actually have a post that says that what we have today are women and weak men.
Sure.
So do you care to elaborate more on that?
Okay, first of all, it's kind of broad, so it depends on what we're talking about in regards to weak men. Okay, for instance, we have the men that today are basically on to doing 50-50 on dates, sharing 50-50 on bills, and basically those are weak men.
I like that that's coming from a mother. So not by dates, because it's coming all over social media, and it's like my generation, because I'm Gen Z.
All right.
They approach life that way, and I think it's the females that cause it. But then for you to say that for men to think that way, well,
the topic says we have women and weak men. When a woman doesn't accept something, and certain other women also, or fellow gender, fellow reasoning, also support, I think we don't have weak men in our society.
well,
Because the women protect and accept what the men do nowadays. So that's why it's kind of common where you have lots of men that are not fully masculine, that I can't be in position to provide, cater. They want you to take care of them, and it should be like 50-50 in that direction. I take care of you, take care of me. No.
but then that's when there's already like a contract.
No, I don't think it has to be a contract. I think it has to be how you are also programmed, grown. Understand? Take for instance, you come to my house, I'm meant to offer you water. Or you're coming to my house, you're coming to my house for the first time, you're meant to bring something like a gift. But we don't have those kind of things practiced today. We have people that are feeling entitled or
Entitlement. Yeah, that's okay. So the way I see it here, if a guy asks me out on a date,
yeah.
you are legit calling me out of my father's house where I'm relaxing and enjoying it.
It's not like it's calling you out of your father's house per se. It's like one of my favorite artists will say not every male is a man. Understand? So it's not about just having chest or being well built. You're thinking, your process, the way you go about your daily activities, your habits.
So what aspect do you think is the main?
We talked about men trying to
Do 50.
50-50 share deals. You do not take full responsibility.
So that makes them weak.
Yeah, that makes them weak. Yeah, when the man can't perform those roles, doesn't make him a man, just another boy that is being catered for.
But then if, for example, I get married to this guy and he actually had a very good job and he was providing and doing all that.
Yeah.
But then along the line, life happened.
Yeah, life happens to everybody.
So do you mean that at the point where life happens to him and I have to substitute and provide? Because probably we're working enough.
I like what you just came up with, which is you're in the position to also support.
Yeah.
Understand? But it now becomes a problem when that man now starts relying on you, doesn't get back outside and play his role as a man. I've seen positions where certain men got tired. Yeah, just
Because the wife can take care of the things. No.
why is it your support, but not the? You think you're the leader, you're in the position of leading by example, by what you do.
Well,
You're giving that position to a woman, so that makes you a weak man.
when I also agree with that. I also agree that I'm going to provide because I'm not really in.
Women are not with like there's something I came across of recent, which is women are not wired to pay bills, provide. Really, they are meant to nurture you as a man, take care of you, and also take care of the child, take care of the home. So the woman is not meant to be playing your role as well as a man. You're meant to play your role as a man, and she's meant to play a role as a woman.
Well, when you start to give roles or make them gender specific, that becomes a problem. Because I feel like there are some roles that everybody has to do.
Yeah, we're living in a very, very interesting time. Let me use the word, the world is basically upside down, where we have men wanting to look like women, men in the position and role of women, and women in playing the position of men. and we have this popular phrase, what men can do, women can do. But I don't believe both sexes are the same. We are very, very different. So, like you were talking about earlier on, we now have a man wanting to be like a woman, wearing makeup, fixing nails.
But what's the problem with that? Actually,
I think the problem with that is, I think it's more of a mental, psychological. It's a different problem.
ouch. But then,
Yeah, it's a very, I won't say it's a complex problem. It's a very deep-rooted problem because there are several factors that will cause a man to go in that direction.
so you were about to say like,
Yeah, we have more like a pride and gender, a war particularly against the masculine man. So where people are talking about gender fluidism and all that, and I'm like, what's that? We're talking about men wearing makeup, fixing nails,
Yeah.
and then what women do, like their head wants to fall off and all that.
so basically it's about how you choose to identify.
I don't understand. You came in as a man and like as a woman. What did you tell about this? What?
It's like a personal thing, yeah, and they want you to accept them.
I don't know. I don't watch. This is Gary. I think it is conflicts. How should I accept that?
I mean, you gotta ask me. You can only ask them.
I get out there. I cannot run into one.
You ask them.
And I don't know.
But it's like their choice.
Yes, their choice, but they should not, force it down on that person's throat. Just, stay in your community, keep to your community. Maybe you guys have your own restaurants, have your own beaches, your own schools, your own community estates. Just, stay, just having different. Just let us be.
Okay, so let me.
Do you
think this, because they are now going into the like gender topic, do you think this has been, or it has always been, or do you think something triggered it into existence?
It has always been.
It has always been. So why is it now more prominent now?
And it's not more prominent because certain people in certain positions and organizations are trying to make sure the world is completely destroyed, and particularly the male gender.
So why do you feel like they're attacking the male gender?
The male gender stands basically for provision and protection.
From
So once you remove the male, you can take advantage of the women because the women will need someone to protect as well, provide them. And I'm not talking of the normal provision, protection. We're talking of, playing your role, your symbolic role here as a man. Now we're basically talking about the government. It's all like government.
So you're saying that the male gender, like there's a
It's a war. Yeah, there's a school. It's not
about the male gender,
yeah.
so that the women will be less helpless. So they're actually attacking the females.
Yeah, they are attacking the females, but the females are unaware of that because naturally, they work basically on their emotions and function that way. So it's difficult for you to.
Ouch.
They already understand how the woman, functions. So the attack on the male gender, it's powerful.
So then doesn't that make it, because who are those attacking the females? Are they also females or males? Because it's in very few countries that government heads are females. Majority of government heads in most countries are males.
You see, things are not what they seem because certain governments actually have they also answer to, and certain world governments. Unless because it can be an organization, corporation, and also could be just one particular person.
Okay.
But it's more like group termed in that way. We are living in times where people are in secret societies.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't like
Those secret societies control most religions, most technological aspects that impact the world, and also our normal day-to-day activities, which is governed also by our governments. So we have corporations and very, very powerful, influential people sitting in certain positions, dictating, controlling how you live, what you do.
So it's just like everything is kind of stereotyped.
I don't think stereotype is the word. I think everything is streamlined, like this is how you should go, which is not like, let me use this word, come into life, go to school. And the school looks like prison. You should compare it to other experiences in other, certain conditions. It's like prison. You go to school, there's a particular time you must eat, there's a particular time you must play. There are some certain things you're meant to learn in those schools that can help you when you become an adult, like when you know how to do your taxes, you know how to garden, take care of food,
So now if we come into the aspect of education, there's another very broad aspect, because a lot of people argue that schools are not teaching children what they need to know. They are only not teaching them just come out and still then what do they work for and all that, and join the workforce and all that.
Yeah.
So that's a different topic. Another thing we're talking about men.
Yeah. Yeah, the
weakness in men.
Yeah, the weakness in men is, first of all,
so how would you
some it unconsciously, some they're not really conscious about what's happening around them or what they're getting themselves into. Like, take for instance, when you bring a child into the world, the parent doesn't know what the doctor or the nurse is administering to that child. You don't practically have much knowledge of what it contains or what kind of effect on a long-term basis it's going to also have on that child.
So I mean, with another cultures, they have their own traditions about how men are supposed to take care of their wives and their families. But if you look at today now, that's not what is happening at all. The roles have been kind of reversed or shared. I don't know how to explain it, that, like we said earlier, 50-50, they're taking a woman on a date, you're looking for how to share the bills. And aside from that, most of women's clothing, dressing and accessories are even much more expensive than men's. So for her to even dress up and look nice for you for the date, she must have spent a lot. I think of it again. 50-50.
I'm going to also dispute that box too.
I'm going to say 50-50. So what do you think? What's your perspective on why? Like, what's the reason why there's this shift in going from the provider to like sitting back and just waiting for them to provide for you?
Like I basically said earlier on, when the male child doesn't have a role model he can, look at and be like, I want to be exactly this or greater, better than this, it affects the community and the society. So it's more like a failed nation. There's no father figure to be able to enforce, to be able to discipline, to be able to guide, to be able to advise.
So are you saying that it's the child's fault for not getting a father figure, or is the parent's fault for not?
It's both genders' fault, because first of all, the acclaimed woman who birthed the child, thanks to copulation with the man, she knew, because I don't want to say she's weak, because obviously she's heard, she's listened, she's observed before going forward to, getting all down with the other gender. And the other gender being weak is by deceiving, it's more like they're both deceiving themselves, and they are not both practically matured to take certain decisions and correct certain character flaws. So it goes both ways. It's not just about the child. The father failed.
Okay, so that's why I said parents. I didn't say father or mother. I said parents, because the word, it takes two. Yeah, so the child not having a father figure makes him weak eventually.
Yeah, it makes him weak eventually, because you can't just create this child out of nothing. You understand? There must be something much more beautiful, or something maybe probably similar or close to. They are going to say, okay, fine, I'm going to model this chair right after. That's just how it works.
Alright guys, this is how we come to the conclusion of this week's episode. Watch out for next week's episodes and follow us on our social media platforms: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And the icons will be down below. Maybe up 3 or maybe up, I don't really know. But So next week we are going to be discussing the medical field. I'm sure most of you will be intrigued by the fact that our doctors mainly deceive us. So watch out for next week's episode. Bye.